this MP and say, but our people are locked up. Let's go for the real people who are holding onto our comrades. Let's not give them sleep. Because once now we point fingers at each other, we give an opportunity to the captors to sleep. They should not sleep. They should not be free. They should not they should not have it easy on themselves. And so we must take the demand a notch higher this year to see to it that our people who are jailed up, whether they be leaders like Segirinya, Sewanyana, who are members of parliament, whether they be ordinary supporters, mobilizers, and so on. We have so many people, the machetes of this world, Rashid Seguja, Olivia Lutaya, a young lady who is just interested in a better country. She has got a little child and she's saying, I must secure the future of my child. And then she gets locked up. And these are the few that are known about. There's many others that are not known about. And so we must take the demand a notch higher this year. That's something that we commit to as a party, as leaders, as members of the National Unity Platform. There is many concerning things for us as a country. And of course, as NUP, we are duty bound. Duty bound to place emphasis on these issues and to rally Ugandans to say, look, this is where the crux of the matter is. I sometimes see certain situations which cause me to be a little bit glad, even though it is not a very good situation. For a long time, there are sections of our population that have always thought, no, these things of, pressing for change are for border riders, are for these politicians, the noisemakers, and so on. For us, the elite, who can sit in our air-conditioned offices, these things don't concern us. But the elite have come to realize that they should be concerned too. Because as we speak, they are not sure if the money they save in NSSF is safe. And so I've heard them say, hey, but wait a minute. And now they're speaking out. I see them on social media, I see them at functions, I see them on WhatsApp groups expressing concern. And we've been telling them, look, this is going to visit everybody's doorstep. Everyone. For as long as there's bad leadership in our country, nobody will be spared. You might think you are safe in your corner. You are not. It's only a matter of time. And so that's why we keep saying that for us, this should go beyond just us as a party. That every Ugandan should be concerned. You might say the people being arrested, they are NUP supporters. Tomorrow your father, your brother, or whatever will be the one picked up. And then now you'll also begin to speak out. So don't wait for that time. It is important that we demand for justice regardless of who it is for or against, regardless who is speaking it, And so I want to encourage the elite, who for a long time have been saying these issues here do not concern us so much. They do. Wake up, smell the coffee. And you see, you cannot fix these things piecemeal. You cannot fix NSSF alone. You cannot fix police alone. You cannot fix the judiciary alone. We have got to fix the country. And so that is the rallying call for all of us as a people, as Ugandans. We must do this. We must get involved in one way or another. Now, getting involved does not mean you must run for a political position or that you must come on a podium here at NUP and speak. But wherever it is that we are, let's make do of the platforms that we have to fight for a better country. Otherwise, all of us will be cooked. Of recent, I have seen, and again it is some of the elite generally, complaining about the poor state of our roads, especially here in the city. They say, you see, every weekend we are taking our cars to the garage because the roads are terrible. Why are the roads terrible? This financial year that we are wrapping up, State House alone has been consuming million shillings a day, in one day. Because the initial budget that was allotted to them was about 600 billion. But they kept, returning for supplementaries up to about 450 billion shillings. So over 1 trillion shillings on State House alone. When you do the math, that's about 2.8 billion shillings a day. What does this money do? That's the money that should be fixing healthcare. That's the money that should be fixing the pothole roads that we are all making noise about there. You know, so when we talk about these things, some it's easy to say, those NUP fellows, they are just politicians, they have to make some noise and so on. Now it is coming to my air-conditioned car. Well, it will keep breaking down because the roads you're driving on are terrible. So all of us are concerned about these things, you know. The noise we make in Parliament, we want to see it out there. Because even as we rely a great deal on Parliament, that Parliament needs to be saved. It needs to be redeemed. I say that as someone who sits in Parliament. You know, that you will speak out, try to emphasize this issue. They say, no, you sit down. That issue is not on the order paper. We can deal with it on another day. But it's an important issue. It is an issue concerning Ugandans. So the sooner we realize that all of us are concerned and must be concerned about these issues, the better. So mine really is to charge Ugandans. Of course, to charge us as leaders, as members of the National Unity Platform, but we have a unique responsibility that many Ugandans, some of whom are not even members of our party, they know, yes, they do, including folks within the NRM. When we are seated in Parliament, some of our colleagues across on the other end, they will write a note and say, now, Honorable Senyonyi, please raise this issue. Me, when I raise it, they will deal with me at the NRM Secretariat. So they are looking up to us. And so we must take up that responsibility as the option and do what we have got to do. So our hope is that this year will be a year for all of us to engage another gear at all levels. This is not a responsibility of just a few. The elected leaders have got a role to play. And we must play that role, colleague leaders who are elected, like I was elected. We must play that role because Ugandans expect us to use the platforms that we have. Parliament, the different councils, mayors, LC5 chairpersons, councillors, speakers, and all of that. We must use those platforms to push for a better country. That's what Ugandans expect of us. But I must say that you don't have to have a position. You have a responsibility too. Let's play that role. The change that we are pushing for is not only going to take elected leaders. As you can see, we keep fighting for our space, even in Parliament. You produce reports and someone is saying, no, you will not read it, and so on. And so everybody must do what they have got to do. The liberation that has happened in these countries that we often talk about, it was not just elected leaders involved. Ordinary folks standing to the occasion. So my point is, all of us have got a role to play. Let's play that role without fear or favor, without making excuses. As leaders who are elected, as political party leaders, NUP, as members of NUP, as foot soldiers. By the way, foot soldiers, I need to encourage you, never underestimate your ability and your potential. You're not just a mere foot soldier. As I've heard some of you say, no, you are Ugandan, you are a stakeholder. And so, your voice matters. So don't say, for me, I was not elected, I was not a flag bearer. You are a stakeholder, you are a Ugandan. So don't underestimate your potential and your ability. So our hope is that we will push some more this year, 2023. For media, they keep saying translate into Uganda for a news bulletin. We'll have some people to speak a few other languages, I believe, so that we see how we connect. Anyhow, omwaka oguwedde nga bwe mwagulaba, twebaza Katonda nti tukyali balamu. Munange si kintu kya kuzannyirako kugamba nti tukyali balamu. Bannaffe bangi bafudde, battiddwa. Lwaki? Bakwagala nkyukakyuka, si lwa nsonga endala yonna yonna. So twebaza Katonda nti tukyaliwo era nga akyatuwadde ekkatala obuvunaanyizibwa obw'okukola ekisoboka kyonna okulaba nti eggwanga lyaffe lino litereera. Era nga ffe ku NUP tugamba nti guno omwaka gwe tutandise 2023 twagala okwongezaamu giya ku nsonga zino eziwerera ddala. Tukyalina abantu baffe bangi bali mu makomera awatali musango. Abamu bakulembeze nga Basegirinya Sewanyana, abalala si bakulembeze oba bamobilizers baffe Bamachete, ba Rashid Segujja, ba Olivia Lutaya, abagamba nti nze njagala eggwanga lyange litereere era kanzanye kapaati kange akatono ne kufuuka musango. So tulina okwongeza amaloboozi gaffe ffenna okubanja abantu baffe bano. Ffenna nga bannayuganda kino kiri ku ffe ng'abakulembeze ku bamemba baffe bafuudu soja naye ne bannayuganda ali eyo teweetaaga kubeera muwagizi wa NUP naye kikyamu kiba kikyamu era nga ffenna tuba tulina okivumirira ne tugamba nti nedda kino kirina okubeerako n'ekkomo ffenna nga bannansi kubanga oyinza okugamba leero bituuka ku ba NUP ffe tebinnatutuukako naawe bigenda kujja gy'oli munnange. Abantu abazze battibwa abamu sina bawagizi baffe Novemba 18 19 abantu abamu battibwa nga n'ebyokulonda oba oli awo ebyobufuzi tabiriiko nnyo naye nattibwa ku lwaki lwa bukulembeze obubi. So ffenna kitukakatako okukwatira awamu ku nsonga zino. Ennaku zino nina byendaba ebinzizaamuko amaanyi kubanga tulina abantu baffe abamu abantu bino ebyenkyukakyuka byaba aba NUP byaba abakulembeze byaba n'aba boda oba ki nga tebamanyi nti nabo kibakwatako. Bano abayita elite simanya middle class ne bagenza okuzuulanga nabo effugabbi litandise okubayisa obubi. Esente zaabwe zebatereka mu NSSF tebamanyi oba ziri safe oba kiki zikyaliyo nti bw'anaamaliza emirimu gye n'awumula ajja sobola okufuna akasente ke. Era kati tandise okubalaba nabo bayimusa amaloboozi gaabwe ku social media ku WhatsApp groups nga bagamba nedda bino bikyamu mubaddewa. Anyway kirungi nti mwegasse ku bino ebitubadde twogerako kubanga ebitongole byonna bijja sigala nga birimu vulugu for as long as obukulembeze obututwala obukyatuliisa akakanja bukola nga bukola. Buli omu ajja kuloza ku bukambwe bw'effugabbi. Pulezidenti waffe azakyogera emirundi egiwera timujja kiwulira. Kitegeeza nti buli omu alina okufungiza, buli omu alina okwetaba mu nsonga zino. Abantu baffe ensangi zino naddala wano mu Kampala babadde beemulugunya ku nguudo embi. Anti amamotoka gaffe buli weekend tubeera mu garagi. Ensangi zino zonna babadde basirise nga bagamba ebintu by'obufuzi ebyo katubirekera abo abaagala okubibwa emiggo bo babyogereko. Ne kati nabo beemulugunya nti amamotoka gaffe buli weekend tugenda mu garagi kubanga enguudo mbi. Enguudo lwaki mbi? Fugabbi. State House erimu Museveni ne banne babeeramu naye buli kanaku eno financial year gye tuli mu kumaliriza babadde bakozesa obuwumbi 2 milioni 8 2.8 billion batya kubanga eri mu budget baweebwa bwali obuwumbi 600 naye mu supplementary bazze beeyongera paka lwezisuse mu katabalika trillion. Era bw'obalamu olaba nti buli kanaku 2.8 billion zikola ki ezo bannaye? Bazikozesa sente ezo zikola ki? Naye bw'obeera n'abakulembeze nga bo essira baliteeka ku tweremeeza tutya mu bukulembeze. Sente tezijja genda kukola nguudo ku byabulamu n'ebirala katuzeeterekere ani gwe tusobola okugula abakola ennyo kerere tukole bwebiti ebintu ebitagasa bannayuganda. So kino kitulaga nti ffenna kitukakatako nga bannayuganda okuyimusa amaloboozi gaffe tugambe nti nedda ekimala kimala. Era ffe nga NUP tuga nti guno omwaka gwe tutandise ng'abakulembeze tulina obuvunaanyizibwa obwaffe bebalonda abantu batuwa platforms ezo tuzikozese. Naye naawe atalina kifo ky'olimu munnange naawe lekerawo okwenyooma oba oli fuutu soja oba oli muwagizi togamba nti nze just ndi miya fuutu soja nze ndi miya muwagizi siyina nnyo kifo. Teweetaaga kubeera na kifo okuyimusa eddoboozi lyo ku nsonga enkulu eziruma bannayuganda. So ffenna tukwatire awamu tulabe nga ensonga eno ate tugiteeka ku level eddako. Abantu bano baleme kubeera eyo nga bawumuddemukko nga beebaka ne bafuluuta nedda twongezeemu. I want to invite a few leaders to address us over a few things as briefly as we possibly can. Let me invite Chairman, our team leader from Northern Region, just come and speak to us in 1 minute. Need to hear the voice from Northern Uganda to be sure that all is well that side. Could you come, let the team that you came with from Northern Uganda come and be behind you. as you speak to us in 2 minutes. I have ambushed you, but as a leader, you're always ready.
Thank you so much, the Secretary General. The Secretary General, the spokesperson, Chairman Jans, the head of Kunga, Western Uganda, members of Parliament, councillors, ladies and gentlemen. I am by the name Samuel Okot. I'm the chairperson of National Unity Platform for Chole, but I'm acting as the chairperson of Northern Uganda. Ugandan, thank you so much. You have heard what the Secretary General in Northern Uganda. Before I forget, in a sad note, we lost our comrade, who is also a NEC member and our former flag bearer for the Moro by-election, Honorable the late Tolit Akecha. We are in darkness that side, and it's not easy. But going forward, like the spokesperson said, we are still in a struggle. I must tell all Ugandans and all the Northerners that the struggle continues. No giving up, come sunshine or rainfall. There are a lot of problems the country is facing. The spokesperson talked about, I don't want to talk about. You people who have been in Northern Uganda, particularly those who had an opportunity to go up to the election, you saw by your own eyes. The spokesperson, if you talk about the roads, forget about these ones. You go there, you see the railroads. As I speak now, we're in dry season, but we still cannot access other places because we cannot cross the swamps. Talk about the life of the people. We are very poor. You heard of the statistics. The poorest. We are following Karamoja. We have problem. Go to Karamoja. People are dying every day. You go to West Nile. It's the same thing. Poverty will kill us. And we don't hear it well. If I could hear that the state is using 2.5 billion every month. 2.8 billion every month. Every day. Imagine. Would you imagine 2.8 billion a day in 24 hours? They're using 2.8 billion. When in the health centers, as I talk now, even the main hospital of Gulu, you go, not even Panadol. You buy your own medicine. Ugandans, let's wake up. I was given only 2 minutes. I want to thank everyone, and I want to encourage that let's continue. My only appeal is let's get united, because united, we are strong. Divided, we fall. We know what the dictator is using. It's divide and rule. So let's stand united. Briefly in our local language, Amira 4 to 12, annually Uganda, Nya Ukot Samuel, Anate won compa National Unity Platform, below Bachuri, Kumberatica Macharo won com, the Tono pe Command of Uganda. Abiro kanyi ki luwara mago a ki gutlo mba pa me ko mari Uganda. Ki lo bachuli, ilo i West Nile, ilo bolao, ka che ki karamoja. Amira chok chwinyune yele futika meta yim. Po wa bi dokchen yo wen yen ka ona no peke madon mo tiye. Beru e gameta pere. Che do tua yele mo tika yele meta loga. Makonya wana nyole Uganda wen. Peti doga nyim, peti doga ngechi ar wara nyim wa bi yele bena kiri ngo. Wano loga mo mere. Ata wana fuyu mate. Wodi chunyo ka chen wodi mo ka. Pera mo di wana no ino Uganda. Ki Uganda lo wana winyi ni gameta tiyu ki bilion riyo tona boro ni na chira. Kuno yoti mara chamero ne kodano eno kitia kwa mo. Mero kin ma wan po miero lo. Wa hul kitimbi. Mo mi pete doctor ka mo ka. People power. We were kuma dia total wange wa ruwenye wengi wa dama matiki ngech dama ndo tika telo wa kwanya wa bichoro nyi ke metera na dia tolia wa wange ne yume ye kone tie ba wan wen yo to chingwa ko imbe chwa nga tolia wa ngi contribution mutimi do bachuri ara bi fuyu mata ka woni en kita wa ro be afo total people power. Thank you so much.
Before I did, you know, my name is Oteka. I have people in my area have given me the name Oteka. All it means a few good things. All right, let me invite the team from Western Uganda to also speak to us in just 2 minutes. Okay, you know Western Uganda is diverse. We have the Banyankole, we have the Bakonzo, we have the Batoro, we have, you know, and the same of course as Northern Uganda, the Acholi, the Langi, and so on and so forth. Let me request our next member from the West. Okay, she requested that the chairperson speaks in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joel Senyonyi, our mobilizer, Mr. Nyanzi, our Secretary General, Mr. Lewis Rubongwaya. We are happy to be here with you, and we are grateful to be part of the People Power movement. People Power? Power. NUP? Everywhere. Everywhere? NUP. I thank everyone for having come to this area, and then as we see how we proceed with our activities of NUP, I thank each and every member that is here who has come from Western Uganda. We have several districts that are representing Western Uganda, and we want to show all that solidarity that we are going to work together as a whole. Unfortunately, I've been given 2 minutes, so I will have to go back to the Rukonzo version for our members to understand. Abanyakasese, abo siyamoli, mumemo na tulikirira, tukabisima kusebwa lyumwa betujo ininga mukajo ininga chitunga chetu, ketu numu basimere uma, mutitwende mbere ni mobilization, mukonga namu baburo buli chiro, tomatu nekasese, tujesa hanu saa chere arisatra. Tuli okwilanga tuje chitunga tukaenda mbere nachu na mani manene. Mwamaye muna nyulikirira, omukulu wetu Secretary General abiri wachi tutandikira as possible. Tulange tukatandika enange esha clicks yetulangira tuyechitunga tukane mbere nachu na mani manene. Kinga na mubasima awe koma mulume wetu munamwasi mu kwinyana hanu yamba jukazika katika na halia masinja na riko mamukali wetu ni abaketa mwa atuma Kasimu ena sedra na babire mwera wabukulu ni vice chairperson women wabakali women league na ena tukasima kusebwe kitaba chenu awe korati awe muntu alembere. People power. Unfortunately, I'm not yet introduced myself. I'm called Basisa Bryans. I'm the chairman of the National Platform Kasese. At the same time, I'm one of the Rwenzori sub-regional coordinators, where we have 4 districts. We represent Bunyangabu, Ntoroko, very much for God and my country.
Thank you. How do you say thank you? How do you say thank you? Wasinja Kosewo. Nesewo si Uganda. Hey, Honorable Julie Wade. All right, thank you. Thank you, the team from Western Uganda. Wasinja Kosewo. And then people say we are not brothers and sisters. All right, let me request the team from Teso Sub-Region to also come and speak in 2 minutes. Okay, so we'll also use just 2 minutes. Comrade Emachu will lead the team. He's the head of our informal sector and also heads our Teso Sub-Region team.
People power. Your Excellency the President, Secretary General, our Chairperson Kunga, our spokesperson, Arnold Emachu, the Chairperson NUP Teso Sub-Region. Tekana Teso Jealous on the headquarters, Alimoto Security Somasi, Ijaso, Ibut, Imor Kanokopkere. Ilomoto na Teso, Neda Kitokisejasi. Upendo Skendera kwa Secretary General Kupukwana. Be Apugan to Somai Guinea Cut set out to Somai 2.8 billion and Guinea parity. Kwenye katunga, obuwa kata kui, erotunga inyama mukeke, paran, daimata kipi, apeyo kata kui, kwenye jiyo na Vice President Uganda Lomita Kai, okata kui. Erokiro tineroko, noyo Teso, ambulance hauta keda panyanyu no kata kui abuno regional referral hospital ijoni Uganda neja sade kisya nero kabero elemun lukuminikan alemun kids laur adekis iloneja idon referral hospital you produce 5,000